Cardio's improved my bed game. Don't sleep on cardio. If you're the type of motherfucker that just goes to the gym, lifts weights, and leaves, you're sorely missing out. Or even if you just do like calisthenics and stuff like that, or Pilates, or just yoga, nah, you need to start hitting cardio. And I'll explain. There's a couple different benefits to it. One, like you read the title, vastly improves your bed game. Not only is it cardio, but core is really good for that too, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you're a dude, you get what I mean. Helps with the thrusts and stuff like that. But yeah, no, cardio, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It helps you go from about 5 minutes to about 10-15. And you might be thinking like, oh, that's not that big of a jump. That's not, that drastic of a difference, when that's like double to triple the time. There's always jokes online, like guys like talking about like, damn, I just said like 3 times in a row. But it's a meme where, dudes only last like 5 minutes or less. And it's a meme for a reason. It's probably pretty common, especially with like the average dude that's not even really in shape. But no, it vastly improves your game in the bed, your bedroom game, however you want to put it. Your girl's going to be way happier with you, man. She's not going to be fussing as much. There's not going to be as many fights. Hopefully, at least, I don't know. You could be dealing with some sort of succubus or a demon. I don't know your case. I know my case. But yeah, no, it's drastically not only improved my bed game, but just overall, like, my wellness and health. You don't get tired from doing as extensive of things. I mean, if you're going for a jog or a run or really exerting yourself in any sort of way for a sustained period of time, you're going to notice a difference. It's going to be really hard at first, because if you're out of shape, man, your lungs are not going to be up to speed. Your legs are going to be kind of shaking, but it's something that's worth doing, just like going to the gym in general. It's something that promotes health. It unclogs arteries, improves heart health, your lungs health. It boosts your mood. There's just plenty of different benefits to it. I don't understand why some people are scared of doing cardio. Like, I've seen plenty of memes where it's quote unquote gym goers, gym bros, we go gym, bodybuilders, whatever you want to classify it as, just talking about how anything more than, I think it's 8 reps or something, or anything more than like 6-10 reps. I don't exactly remember quite what it was, but anything more than that amount of reps is cardio. And they say it in a negative tone, which I don't understand why, because cardio is it's very important, because all the benefits I just listed out there, like I said, it overall is just really healthy for you to do. You burn more calories, you're more active, and just like the better mood that you get in it's crazy. It's you feel unstoppable almost. Because humans are built for stamina. I mean, that's why we sweat. That's how we have evolved. You think about prehistoric times where any animal, I'm sure they could outrun us in speed for a little bit, but they got to stop and they got to pant and they got to rest. We don't have to do that. You improve your cardio game good enough to where, there's some people that they're running miles. Obviously, they're not running full speed, but they're jogging, they're keeping up, and they're working on their cardio. But that's just something that humans have a superpower in, is our endurance. A lot of people just don't take it as seriously as I think they should, when it just really promotes your health in many different ways. Like, going off an example of myself, when I first started going to the gym, all I wanted to do was bulk up and get as massive as possible, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the more I've continued on my fitness journey and lifting, the more and more I shy away from that idea, and the more and more I want to have that athlete's physique, that athletic, muscular, lean build. Some people, quote unquote, would call it the Spider-Man build. I think that's the peak physique. Not too big, not too small. He's got good athleticism. He can jump. He's flexible. He can run, and he's strong as fuck. If you want to go for, the Arnold or the Tom Platz or whatever the case is, if you want to be a big meathead, like, don't get me wrong, like, you can do whatever you want to do. But I still think that it's very vital and important to work on cardio as well, because there's just so many health benefits to it. And I know some motherfuckers try to cope by saying, oh, cardio is only for women, which that doesn't even make sense, because I know there's a stereotype in the gym where it's like, quote unquote, I hate this term, but muscle mommies versus cardio bunnies. I don't, it's so, why are they called muscle mommies? I guess a lot of men's testosterone, especially nowadays, is way lower than it used to be. I'm pretty sure the average teenager or 20-year-old, unless you're taking PEDs or you're taking testosterone therapy treatment specifically for that, most young dudes have like less testosterone in them than like 60-year-olds nowadays, than grown old men. And I get that it has to do a lot with what we're consuming, putting in our bodies, like the microplastics, and there's estrogen in the water, and there's a bunch of different things that tie into it. I'm not really going to go fully into detail with that, but I don't understand why some dudes just think they're better than cardio, or just like put it down in almost, a condescending way, or the way they speak about it, it makes it seem like it's only for females, when in reality you're just negatively impacting yourself at the end of the day. And whether you want to improve your life a little bit better or not, that's up to you. I only can give my sound advice and go from there, because whatever you say, you're gonna have supporters, you're gonna have haters. That's just how the internet is nowadays. You could be a literal god that is perfect, but there's gonna be some people that can find flaws in your ways, because that's just how human nature is. You can't be scared of upsetting people or saying the wrong thing, because it's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, no, it's astounding to see how many dudes only lift weights and don't do any sort of cardio. And it's funny because, like I said, I mean, that was me when I first started lifting. I thought that cardio was, I don't know. I always thought I was like above it. I couldn't explain to you why. I just was always like, yeah, no, I just want to get big, meaty, bulky. And that's it. I was pounding on a bunch of fucking food, skipping cardio, and just lifting weights, which I know a lot of gym goers do that nowadays, whether it's the average dude or, a somewhat serious guy. But I feel like the next step in a lot of gym goers' journey in building their physique is cardio, because it's just very, very, very important. I mean, it even helps you on your lifts, because not every lift, you're doing 6 to 8 reps. Like for bench press, you can do 6 to 8 reps, because that's just probably the optimal range. You can go for 10 or whatever, but that's usually the optimal range for much muscle hypertrophy and just building the most strength and size that you can. But if you're doing dumbbell lateral raises, or you're doing rear delts, 6 to 8 reps is not going to be anything for you. Or even core, you're going to have to do more reps, and doing cardio is going to help with that. It's going to build up your stamina and make it way easier for you to push yourself to failure. You're not getting as tired as quickly, which, speaking about it is common sense. Common sense isn't too common anymore, but it's just crazy to see how many dudes either neglect it or full on just hate on it. Because, that's what we were built on, humans. Speaking on the point I made before, but imagine being an animal, running for your life because you see this pack of other wild animals that are scaring you. They're standing all tall and high up, and you're like, all right, shit, let me get away. So I'm about to bust a move and sprint on out of here. And, they probably are going to be faster and outpace the human. But, every time they check their back, guess who's behind them? Keep going. It doesn't matter how far they run or how fast they run. Humans always going to be behind them. That stamina, it adds up. It's like compound interest. The more and more you do it, the better and better you're going to get at it, and the more and more improvements you're going to see. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying totally just drop all your weightlifting programs and lose all your muscle just to get the peak runner physique. because I'm gonna be honest, could use a little work because they're just mostly skinny. Because I mean that is the best way to run, is to have, you know, generally less mass on you, so it's just not as taxing on your body, and it's just a lot easier to move around. But you gotta implement cardio into your routine. It's just it's a no-brainer. It's a game changer at this point. Your girl's gonna love you. If you don't have a girl, man, whatever girl you gonna get with is gonna love you, because you're going to be throwing down strokes you've never seen in your life before. And she's going to be loving it too. That's the video for today. I just kind of ranted on something I had an idea of. Because generally, overall, I've seen a lot of benefits in my life. Not only for my mood, my energy, but just the way, you know, I carry myself. It's just like the next step in my fitness journey. And hopefully, you know, this video can convince you to start cardio, or, you know, you can look at it and be like, this guy's stupid. He's just rambling about nonsense, which honestly, you might have a point, but peace out. You have a chill one.